Jesus. So this is the book I'm reading. It's 101 essays that will change the way you think. So I just started reading, and now I'm on page 23, and on page 23 it says, how the people we once loved become strangers again. So here it says, it's interesting to think about how we make people who used to be everything into nothing again. How we learn to forget, how we force forgetting, how we put in place of them in interim. The dynamics afterwards always tell you more than what relationship did. So the next paragraph is, when our lives revolve around someone, they don't just stop doing so, even if it's all that's left is some semblance of their memory. There are always those bits that linger. So I read this before, and it says 10 things emotionally intelligent people do not do. Emotional intelligence is probably the most powerful yet undervalued trait in our society. So it says we believe in rooting our everyday function in logic and reason, yet we come to the same conclusion after a long period of contemplation as we do in blink of an eye. Our leaders surely overlook the human element of our socio-political issues. So here are the 10 things. It says they don't assume that the way they think and feel about a situation is the way it is in reality, nor how it will turn out in the end. And they recognize their emotions as responses, not accurate gauges of what's going on. They accept that those responses may have to do with their own issues rather than objective situation at hand. Hey, please like, comment, and let me know that you're here. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hi. I'm just reading this morning. Just feel like reading, and I just want to read it with you guys. So the second thing it says their emotional base points are not external. Mhm. Their emotions aren't somebody else's doing, and therefore somebody else's problem to resolve. Mhm. They don't assume to know what it is that would make them truly happy. So, number four, I'm talking about what emotionally intelligent people, what they don't do. They don't think that being fearful is a sign that they are on the wrong path. Okay? The presence of indifference is a sign you're on the wrong path. Fear means you're trying to move forward something towards something you love, but your old beliefs or unhealed experiences are getting in the way. Mm, okay. So number five of what emotionally intelligent people don't do. They know that happiness is a choice, but they don't feel the need to make it all the time. So it says here that they are not stuck in the illusion that happiness is a sustained state of joy. They allow themselves time to process everything they are experiencing. They allow themselves to exist in their natural state. In that non resistance, they find contentment. And then number six, they don't allow their thoughts to be chosen for them. They think by themselves. Emotionally intelligent people. So they recognize that through social conditioning and the external human monkey mind, they can often be swayed by thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets that were never theirs in first place. To combat this, they take inventory of their beliefs. They reflect on their origins and decide whether or not that frame of reference truly serves them. This is the book I'm reading. I've been reading for some time. I just want to share with you guys. So that is there any book that you're reading now? Do you want to share? For me, I start reading because I just noticed that I need to develop myself by reading more and not just doing some other things. And when you read this, then you gain more knowledge. Inside books, there are so many things that we've forgotten or that we do not even know again because of the time that we're in, that most of us were either watching movies, we are on the social media, we don't read again. We only go by what we get on social media. But recently, because I attended a conference, and also at the conference is a women conference, and as if the man that was the speaker know, and he was just talking about us finding book to read. And although I found this before I went to the conference and I bought it. So, are you reading any book now? Is there any book that you're reading? Do you want to share? Is there any book you're reading currently? Do you want to share it with me in the comment section so we can check it out too? Okay. Let me know. Is there any book you're reading? This is the one I'm reading now. This one. It's called 101 Essay That Will Change the Way You Think by Brianna West. See, it has so many um, chapters. So subconscious behavior that are keeping you from having the life you want. The psychology of daily routine. 10 things emotionally intelligent people do not do. How the people we once loved become strangers again. 16 signs of a socially intelligent person. Uncomfortable feeling that actually indicate that you're on the right path. What's the feelings you must suppress? Okay, what the feelings you most suppress are trying to tell you? The parts of you that aren't high. 20 signs you're doing better than you think you are. Breaking your upper limits and how people hold themselves back from real happiness. The happiness of excellence, the knowing doing gap, why we avoid doing what's best for us, and how to conquer resistance for good. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Read this if you don't know what you're doing with your life. All those you'll find in this book. Expectation you must let go in your 20s. Read this if you don't know what you're doing with your life. 8 cognitive biases that are creating the way you experience life. What emotionally strong people do not do. Then 10 key things we misunderstand about emotions. Um, the little things you don't realize are affecting how you feel about your body. See all this in this book. Yeah. It's such a beautiful book, as in it has so many things that you can't even believe. Goals to set that you are more about enjoying what you have than chasing what you don't. 102 ways to not let irrational thoughts ruin your life. The inherent zen of creativity. Everything is here to help you. How intrinsically motivated people become the best version of themselves. Then it also has how to know when the only thing is the way of your happiness is you. Hmm. How to know when the only thing, okay. The psychology of getting unstuck and the three stages of making habits autonomous. The one question to ask yourself if you are tired of fighting for someone's love. Beware your feet. Ha. Mantras that will remind you that your life is happening in the moment. Okay. 16 questions that will show you who you are. I think this book is powerful. You may need to get it too. Signs the only problem with your life is the way you think about it. Hmm. Another one says, do you argue intelligently from defensiveness to robota, the seven ways people fight? Okay. Another thing is signs your mental breakdown is actually an emotional breakthrough. How to stop worrying about how your life looks and start focusing on how it feels. Why you shouldn't seek comfort. Hmm, that's interesting. Um, the six pillars of self-esteem. Okay. The six pillars of self-esteem. Why it is not how you feel, but what you think you're capable of. Why you should thank the people who have hurt you most in life. Wow, that's interesting. Trying to make sense of your life is what's actually holding you back. Hmm, okay. Trying how to detox your mind without having to go completely off the grid. Okay. 12 signs the only problem with your life is what you think about it more than what you live it. Hmm, okay. Why logical people lead better lives? Generations where passion is a premium. Hmm. Things you need to know about yourself before you have the life you want. Things emotionally healthy people know how to do. How to measure a good life. There is a voice that doesn't use words. This is how you listen to it. Okay? Experience we don't have English words for yet. All this, I'm getting them for this from this book. Okay? This book. What are your thoughts on this? What are you thinking? Is there any other book that you're reading currently that you want to share with us? Is there any book that you're reading? Anyone? This is the one that I am reading currently. Okay. Things you need to know about yourself before you have life you want, okay? There is a voice that doesn't use a word. This is how you listen to it. This book. Experiences we don't have English word for yet. How to become your own worst enemy. If you saw souls instead of bodies, it's the same reason why you still don't have the love you want. How to actually change your life this year. Okay? How we lose our mind to other people's gods. How to fall out of love with the idea of someone. Why we subconsciously love to create problems for ourselves. Why does a soul want a body? The importance of stillness. Why is it imperative to make time to do nothing? Why you are struggling in your relationships based on your attachment style. 16 ways suppress emotions are appearing in your life. 50 people on the most liberating thoughts they've ever had. You are only in your 20s. It's not too late to completely start over. 17 ideas you are keeping about your life that are only holding you back. How to become the kind of person who deserve life you want. Things we expect of others. You don't have to love yourself perfectly in order to be worthy of someone else's love. Okay? Everything from this book. This book. Yeah. This is what I'm reading. This one. What about you? Is there any book you're reading now? Are you reading any book? I just want to encourage you to go find a book this week. Find a book that will bless your heart, a book that will lift you, a book that will make you to seek knowledge, a book that's going to, it may not be a physical book like this, it may be an audio book too. There are so many books on places like Amazon. There are books that you can find on so many um, website now. There are also audiobooks that you can even just listen. If you're lazy like me, that I don't like to read books, but now I started just to to make some changes. So look at it. I'm not selling the book. I'm just reading. I'm just showing you that this is what I'm reading now. Okay. It's gonna change a lot of things about you. Okay. So, are you reading any book? Is there any book you're reading? Do you want to share with me? Yeah, let's see. Let's talk about books today. Books. Yeah, that's what I just want to show you today. I'm reading this book. So there's a lot of topics here that they are just so powerful. As in, yeah, so like the chapter one says, subconscious behavior that are keeping you from having the life that you want. Okay, it says every generation has a monoculture of sorts, a governing pattern or system of belief that people unconsciously accept as truth. It's easy to identify the monoculture of Germany in the 1930s or American in 1776. It's clear what people at those times in those places are said to be good and true, even when in reality, that was certainly not always the case. The objectivity required to see the effect of present monoculture in very difficult to develop. Once you have to deeply accept an idea as truth, it doesn't register as cultural or subjective anymore. So, so much of our inner turmoil is the result of conducting a life we don't inherently desire, only because we have accepted an inner narrative of normal, an ideal without ever realizing. Okay, what do you think about what I just read? The fundamental of any given monoculture tend to surround what we should be living for as a nation, religion, self. And there are a number of ways in which our current system has us shooting ourselves in the feet as we try to step forward. It says, here are eight of the most pervasive. So number one, I'm still talking about, I'm still reading under subconscious behavior that are keeping you from having the life that you want. Okay. So number one, you believe that creating your best life is a matter of deciding what you want and then go after it. But in reality, you are psychologically incapable of being able to predict what will make you happy. That's powerful. So it further says, your brain can only perceive what it's known. So when you choose what you want for the future, you are actually just recreating a solution or an ideal of the past. Mm. When things don't work out the way you want them to, you think you failed only because you didn't recreate something you perceive as desirable. In reality, you likely created something better but foreign, and your brain misinterpreted it as bad. Because of that, moral of the story, living in the moment isn't a lofty ideal reserved for the zen and enlightened. It is the only way to live a life that isn't infiltrated with illusions. It is the only thing your brain can actually comprehend. Hmm. So, number two, you extrapolate the present moment because you believe that success is somewhere you arrive. So, you are constantly trying to make a snapshot of your life and you see if you can be happy yet. Mm, well, so under it, it says you convince yourself that any given moment is representative of your life as a whole because you are wired to believe that success is somewhere we get to when goals are accomplished and things are completed. We're constantly measuring what present moments by how finished they are, how good a story sounds, how someone else would judge the elevator speech. Yeah. We find ourselves thinking, is this all there is? Because we forget that everything is transitory and no one single instance can summarize the whole. There is nowhere to arrive to. The only thing you're rushing toward is death. Oh, accomplishing goal is not success. How much you expand is the process is. Wow. So the third one says, you assume that when it comes to following your goal or gut instinct, happiness is good. They fear that pain are bad when you consider doing something that you truly love. and you invested in, you're going to feel an influx of fear and pain, mostly because it will involve being vulnerable. Bad feelings should not always be interpreted as deterrent. They are also indicator that you are doing something frightening and worthwhile. Mm. Not wanting to do something will make you feel indifferent about it. Fear equals interest. So, number four, you needlessly create problem and crisis in your life because you are afraid of actually living it. Wow. Number five, you think that you change your belief, you have to adopt a new line of thinking rather than seek experiences that make that thinking self evident. You think problems are roadblocks to achieving what you want, when in reality, there are pathways. Hmm. Wow. So most times we always think that we have problems. That's the way I read this. And we always think there are roadblocks to achieving them. But that's not the point. The point is most problems have pathways to solving them. Oh, wow. Okay, then number seven says, you think your past define you, and worse, you think that it is an unchangeable reality, when really your perception of it changes as you do. Oh, wow. So, what is the rule there is because experience is always multidimensional. There are a variety of memories, experiences, feelings, gist you can choose to recall. And what you choose is indicative of your present state of mind. So many people get caught up in allowing the past to define them or haunt them simply because they have not been evolved to the place of seeing how the past did not prevent them from achieving the life they want. Hmm. In facilitating it. This doesn't mean to disregard or gloss over painful or traumatic events, but simply to be able to recall them when with acceptable and to be able to place them in a storyline of your personal evolution. So, number eight, you try to change other people. You try to change their situation and things. This is the book I'm reading. Okay. You just complain and you get upset about them. When anger equals self recognition, most negative emotional reaction are you identifying dissociated aspects of your life. Hmm. So most times we just try to change people without even thinking about most negative emotions, reactions, and we don't dissociate ourselves from them. Hmm. Okay. All right. So that's all for today. So this is the book. So let me know in the comments. Are you planning to read a book? Are you planning to buy a book? Are you listening to an audio book? Is there any book that is motivating you currently? So let's know in the comment section. Thank you. And you have a good day. Bye. Until next time. Bye, everyone. Bye. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Thank you. Bye now. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.